And thank you for joining us for CBN NewsWatch. I'm Ephraim Graham. Charlottesville, Virginia is recovering today after a weekend of brutal violence between a group of white supremacists and people protesting their rally. We're learning new information about the man accused of driving his car into a crowd of people, killing one person and injuring more than a dozen others. President Trump condemned the violence, but is facing backlash for his response, and many well-known Christian leaders are also speaking out against racism. CBN's Jenna Browder has more on this story now. She's following it from Washington.
In Charlottesville, there have been gatherings for peace and healing in the aftermath of a bloody weekend of violence sparked by racism. From Charlottesville to our nation's capital, then cities across the country, a rally for unity and prayers for the victims, including two veteran troopers, Jay Cullen and Burke Bates, killed in a helicopter crash responding to the violence. And Heather Heyer, a 32-year-old paralegal whose mother says she died standing up for what she believed in.
Heather's life was not about hate, and this young man who ran my daughter down mistakenly believed that hate would change the world.
This is video of that man, 20-year-old James Fields Jr., seen with a white supremacist group, then hours later carrying out this attack and arrested for murder. His mother saying she knew her son was driving from his home in Ohio to Virginia for a rally, but not what it was about.
I didn't know it was white supremacists. I thought it had something to do with Trump. Trump's not a supremacist.
And a former teacher of Fields now saying he made pro-Nazi comments in high school.
He felt that, whites were superior. He felt that the views that Adolf Hitler espoused were correct in some way.
I got hit in my head. I have 8 staples in my head.
DeAndre Harris says a group of white nationalists armed with shields and helmets beat him with poles.
Just calling me the N-word, telling me to die. They were definitely trying to kill me yesterday.
Attorney General Jeff Sessions has opened a federal civil rights investigation. And on Sunday, President Trump's national security advisor was direct in calling the violence terrorism.
Do you consider that car attack in Charlottesville yesterday an act of domestic terrorism?
I certainly think any time that you commit an attack against people to incite fear, it is terrorism.
The president spoke out against the violence Saturday.
We condemn in the strongest possible terms this egregious display of hatred, bigotry, and violence on many sides. But
both Republicans and Democrats criticized him for not specifically condemning white supremacists and related groups. The White House later said, of course that includes white supremacists, KKK, neo-Nazi, and all extremist groups. Many Christian leaders also blasted the white nationalists and their ideas. Beth Moore tweeting, "We cannot renounce what we will not name. It's called white supremacy." And Franklin Graham, "Violence and hatred aren't the answer." Other Christian leaders spoke out against the violence and racism as well, while encouraging a message of God's love for all people. In Washington, Jenna Browder, CBN News.
Vice President Mike Pence strongly condemned the violence in Charlottesville at the start of his week-long trip to Latin America. He arrived in Colombia Sunday and told reporters, "We will not tolerate hatred and violence of groups like white supremacists, the KKK, and neo-Nazis. These extremist fringe groups have no place in the American debate." The vice president met with Colombian President Juan Manuel Santos to talk about curbing the flow of drugs into the U.S. and the unrest in Venezuela.
Venezuela is sliding into dictatorship. And as President Trump has said, the United States will not stand by as Venezuela crumbles. We will continue to stand with free nations across our hemisphere until democracy is restored for the Venezuelan people. Security.
The vice president's trip will take him to Argentina, Chile, and Panama. At least 18 people are dead after 2 Islamic terrorists attacked a Turkish restaurant in the capital city of Burkina Faso overnight. The restaurant is popular among foreigners, and the victims came from several different countries, including France. This is the second attack on a restaurant in recent years. Last January, Islamic terrorists carried out an attack on the cafe that left 30 people dead. The West African country is one of the poorest in the world and has long battled Islamic extremism. Senior U.S. national security officials say a military confrontation with North Korea is not imminent, but also not off the table. This comes after North Korea threatened to fire 4 intermediate missiles into the waters of Guam, a strategic U.S. territory. President Trump responded last week by vowing to release fire and fury on North Korea if it continues its provocations in the region. The United Nations also imposed harsh sanctions on the country to deter its nuclear weapons program. Still ahead, here on CBN NewsWatch, he's America's first blind active duty officer, and today he and his wife are on a mission to see better care for our nation's veterans. They'll share their story coming up. We've all heard President Trump's slogan, "Make America Great Again," but one couple is fighting to make the VA great again. Angela Zadapak shows us how the military's first active duty blind officer uses his injury to be a voice for veterans.
In 2005, Army Major Scotty Smiley was in northern Iraq when a suicide bomber set off an explosion, leaving him completely blind.
I woke up about a little less than a week later in Walter Reed Army Medical Center. As the drugs began to come off, I really, truly realized where I was, that my wife was here, and then, something's wrong. Like my eyes, I can't see.
I went back to my room and I prayed not for his eyesight, so I didn't care about his eyesight. I just wanted his heart. I wanted God to fill him and fill him even stronger than he was before.
Fighting a new battle, Smiley knew to overcome it would take one thing.
I had to forgive the man who blew himself up, and it was tough. The man who took my eyesight, and then most importantly, denying God and really questioning God. I had to ask God, for forgiveness. And once I made that decision, that's when I really began to begin my recovery.
Taking on a new lifestyle and perspective after the accident, Smiley and his wife decided to launch a ministry called Hope Unseen, now traveling the country, speaking to different groups about overcoming obstacles and also working with our government officials to improve veteran care.
Scotty wrote Hope Unseen, sort of a memoir about his journey, our journey together. I started to see Scotty sharing his story, and it was not only changing Scotty, but it was changing other people.
The Smileys have also been strong advocates to improve the VA system, recalling the constant hurdles they endured while trying to seek benefits.
It was daunting. It was, we had to fight for every little bit of care and resource. I started to question, why is this so difficult and how do I get help on this? And someone suggested, well, you need to hire a lawyer to navigate the VA benefit system. And that's where I just said, absolutely not. This is not okay.
With your ministry, obviously, that's launched you guys into a lot of different public spheres. And one is recently the White House. Tell me about your interaction with President Trump.
He was actually sort of shocked to hear, firsthand what our service members go through. He couldn't believe it. And he also said he couldn't believe the suicide rate. When he was briefed on that. That alone shows that there's a culture issue going on here, that together we can address it.
Recently, Trump signed the VA Accountability Act, making it easier for the Department of Veteran Affairs to fire incompetent employees.
Our veterans have fulfilled their duty to this nation, and now we must fulfill our duty to them.
Trump also just signed an executive order for a multi-billion-dollar initiative to modernize information technology and records, something the Smileys would say was a major problem when they were seeking care. You have lived this experience. You've walked the battlefields and off through this injury. What would you say to other people in the service, veterans, or maybe they're currently serving, if they're battling an injury that could be life-altering or PTSD? What is your message to them?
I didn't believe I deserved it. I didn't believe my family and the change of life in which we were going through, that we deserved it. But it was hope that my bedrock was God. And because I had that, I found that life was worth living.
And Smiley lives life to the fullest, like completing an Ironman triathlon where he'll release a documentary on that experience later this year.
Yeah, it was a blast. The year that it took me to train and the 16 hours and 48 minutes that it took me to complete the Ironman, a little less enjoyable.
Tell me a little bit about how you navigate it.
My brother-in-law, I hold his arm, and then once we entered the water, I led the swim, and then he tapped my left calf for me to go left, tapped my right calf for me to go right. On the bicycle, I have a tandem bicycle that I'm the engine, I just pedal in the back. My handlebars are stationary, and then my partner, pedals in the front. We run side by side, have a little stretchy tube that we hold on to, and then he tells me left when you need to go left, right when we go right. And if I say, hey, let's slow down. For me, it was just amazing. The team that enabled us to cross the finish line on time.
Continuing to work as a team, the Smileys want to use their experience to show others that they can persevere through hope and focusing not on what is seen, but what is unseen. From Dallas, Texas, I'm Angela Zatopek for CBN News.
Up next, America's military might be on the decline. See what has these defense experts worried about America's military weaknesses. It only took 5 minutes for a hacker to break into the Pentagon's computer network through an Army recruitment website. The good news is it wasn't a real security attack. It was a public demonstration to help expose the military's vulnerabilities. And as John Jessup shows us, those weaknesses are symptoms of a much larger problem for our military. It's fallen behind in developing technology for modern weapons.
Dramatic provocations from North Korea and saber-rattling in Russia and Iran are prompting the United States to break out its military might. That show of force includes firing cruise missiles into Syria, dropping the mother of all bombs in Afghanistan, moving aircraft carriers to the Korean Peninsula, and the latest, a successful missile defense test.
Yet, even with these apparent wins, defense experts remain concerned about America's military weaknesses, a worry that keeps some analysts up at night.
It does keep me up, but more importantly, it keeps up Pentagon leadership at night.
What worries top brass the most? Threats across multiple fronts.
That's the challenge right now. What we're optimized to handle is sort of the Cold War environment, where you have a singular threat.
War in the 21st century no longer relies on conventional weapons and strategy.
If we're talking about electronic warfare, Russia is eating our lunch.
Mackenzie Eaglin studies defense strategy for the American Enterprise Institute. She told CBN News the military lost its edge with the long wars in Iraq and Afghanistan.
Here we are winding down from the wars of the last decade and finding that the rest of the world did not slow down. In fact, they're catching up or surpassing us.
How much are you concerned about lack of resources, outdated equipment, or not having enough equipment?
Very much so. And it's exacerbated by the fact that we've been at war for 15 years, so a lot of our equipment and material has just been worn out. It's been worn out by years of war. Some of it to the point that it's not even worth bringing it home.
While the U.S. spends more than any other country on defense, the amount has dropped by 20% since 2010 due to spending caps mandated by law. Meanwhile, China and Russia have only increased their military spending.
We also have to be a little bit nervous when their budget is growing 10 to 20 billion every year, and ours is coming down 20 to 30 billion every year.
President Trump wants to change that with a multi-billion-dollar increase for the Pentagon, though many say it's not enough.
$54 billion is not going to fix the problems of a military that's already been shrunk to pre-World War II levels. But it's a good start.
A lot of the root of our degradation of capabilities comes from budget uncertainty. So making sure that we can put a budget deal together that gives the military the ability to future plan in the long term will also really support long-term capabilities.
Experts and defense hawks both agree the cuts have hurt the military in more areas than troop levels and hardware. Eaglin points to China, which has taken the lead in next-generation space and missile technology. It includes the development of hypersonic missiles that travel more than a mile per second. Army commanders call them a game changer and acknowledge it would be nearly impossible to defend against them. Another loss in leadership? research and development. In the past, military ideas drove commercial revolution within the American economy, giving the public the internet, GPS, mobile phones, and more.
Everything from plastic bags to pantyhose are from the U.S. military or derivative from research and development. The federal government is no longer the driver in research and development in our U.S. economy. It is now led by the commercial sector. And the problem with that is, if the Defense Department wants access to it, everybody has access to it.
That means the military must now line up with everyone else to learn from the business world, using products like tablets for airstrikes and Xbox controllers for drones. All of this paints a disaster scenario, as was recently illustrated by a former Pentagon planner. In a series of 16 different war games designed to see whether the U.S. and NATO could defend the Baltic states against Russia, the U.S. lost every one.
So what does all of this mean for the U.S. military? Analysts say the loss of technological advantage will lead to failed missions, higher casualties, and longer wars. It's a gap the U.S. must fill now before it's too late. John Jessup, CBN News, Washington.
The upside is the problem has been identified and we are at work on getting it fixed. Stay with us. There's much more of CBN NewsWatch straight ahead. We'll be right back. It's always a joy to deliver a bit of good news, so we turn to Talia Wise with a story about a California pastor who is not letting his battle with tongue cancer stop him from preaching the gospel.
Anyone who's battled cancer or watched a loved one fight knows how devastating it can be. But one man is not letting his battle with tongue cancer stop him from preaching and singing about Jesus.
I believe that God can give you a new song for a new season. And this next song that we're about to sing is a song I wrote just over a year ago. And when I wrote it, I didn't know who it was for. And then I got diagnosed with cancer. And the cancer began to leak a chemical in my body to the point that my body began to shut down.
Bound to a wheelchair, Pastor Jason David was told he might never walk again. Despite surgeries, chemo, and radiation, he lost 60% of his tongue. Doctors could not promise him that he would sing or even talk again.
You are greater than these walls I'm circling.
But after a tough year, he is back in church, preaching about God's faithfulness and inspiring millions. He stood before Bonita Valley Church in California to share his story and sing a song God gave him while he was fighting for his life. But he never imagined it would reach nearly 5 million people.
The best part is how many people who are currently fighting cancer have reached out, and I've gotten to personally talk with them, and they found hope, or they found encouragement, or they found healing because of that song. Some of them who are singing that song in the hospital to a loved one who's in the hospital bed. But my favorite stories have been people who have been fighting cancer, and because of cancer, they either quit painting, or they quit singing, or they quit playing piano. And then they saw this story, and they saw what God had done through this song, and they've decided, I'm going to paint again. I'm going to sing again. I'm going to dream again. I'm going to hope again.
People in at least 15 different countries are now singing that song. It's being translated into Chinese, Swedish, Tagalog, and Spanish. Well, that's CBN Good News. Until next time, make time to spread a little bit of good news.
Thank you, Talia. That is good news indeed. Operation Blessing is bringing health and healing to a remote Haitian community. Mene Belize is an impoverished fishing village desperate for life-saving medical care. Operation Blessing brought a community health worker program. It teaches hygiene, sanitation, and disease prevention to village and surrounding communities. The workers also treat minor illnesses and injuries, and it is helping expecting mothers to deliver their babies. The program is greatly improving the health and welfare of babies, children, and villagers in that community. Well, right now it is time for your Monday Motivation. I hope this message will do just that, especially if you're looking at what seems impossible. Know this, what seems impossible is possible. God will not ask you to do it without giving you the ability to get it done. With that word, make this a marvelous Monday and a wonderful rest of the week, regardless of whatever is going on around you. That is a wrap for this edition of CBN NewsWatch. You can find more of our exclusive coverage of the issues you care most about always at cbnnews.com. We'd love to hear what you think about the stories you've seen here today. You can do that by emailing newswatch@cbn.com. You can also reach us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Hope you'll join us again right here next time. Make this a marvelous Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.